alaikum. My name is Mohaimen and this is our turbo machinery group project. First of all, let me explain the objective. The purpose of this consultation project is to create and implement a centrifugal pump or hydro turbine system for a homeowner. The project involves various components such as introduction to the team and the company, the customer, choosing the location of the pump, developing a project plan, a schedule in designing the pump system, etc. The outcome will be a comprehensive written report and video presentation for the customer, which will comprise of persistent design calculation, figures, graph, table, references, and attachments. Now, moving on to description of the centrifugal pump. The centrifugal pump functions by utilizing a spinning impeller to boost the pressure and flow of a fluid. The fluid first enters the impeller's center and is swiftly accelerated by its rotation, resulting in kinetic energy. This kinetic energy is subsequently transformed into hydrodynamic energy, pushing the fluid outward into a diffuser, whereby it exits the pump, and the impeller rotation is usually powered by an electric motor or an engine. Now, let me explain the working principle. The operational principle of centrifugal pumps involves transforming kinetic energy from rotation into hydrodynamic energy of a fluid. The rotating shaft with an impeller generates the required energy to pressurize and move the liquid through the pipe system, and move the mechanical energy of a motor is converted into fluid motion within the pump. The outlet pressure corresponds to the centrifugal force applied. A centrifugal pump draws fluid from the system through its suction port. The spinning vanes of the impeller drive the liquid, increasing its velocity, and then exits the impeller vanes and then undergoes a diffusion process that converts it into high pressure, whereby it exits out through the pump discharge port. Now, let me introduce you to our company. Our company is called Sigma Flow Sinbad. We specialize in centrifugal pumps and hydro turbine systems, and we have a huge assortment of products for all customer needs. We have a team of 2 people currently. Mohaimen, is the CEO, and my expertise is in the industry, whereby I ensure the project is optimized for both efficiency and performance. My teammate is Ameer Ali. He is the chief designer and is responsible for all calculation and design specifications, and responsible for selecting electric motor and its specification. Now, moving on to the customer demand and specification. The homeowner wishes us to design a system whereby he can move water and pump water into a 5,000-liter water tank for his home. After careful analysis of the location and the site, we determine some specifications of the system, which I will explain further. Now, moving on to the installation procedure, we come up with the following plan. First of all, the flow rate. The flow rate is 0.0085 meter cube per second according to the design specification. The length of the pipe is 60 meter, and the pump or motor that we select is 2 horsepower. The pump is made up of high quality material which is required for a long service life, and it is very energy efficient, and our pump made by us meets all local standards, and our pump and installed systems comes with a 5-year warranty as well. Now, moving on to the project planning. First of all is the introduction and planning. This stage comprises of equipping the customer with the project and the team, conducting a site survey analysis. Then design specification. This stage encompasses the creation of the pump design and is suitable for the customer requirements. Procurement. This stage involves the acquisition of the necessary materials, components, and equipment for the project. Manufacturing. This stage comprises of the construction, examination, and certification of the centrifugal pump in line with local and international standards. Moving on to installation. This stage entails the setup of the pump along with the relevant piping fitting at the proposed location. And finally, training. This stage comprises instructing the customer how to operate and maintain the pump. Moving to the Gantt chart. At our company, we utilize a Gantt chart as a management tool to facilitate our project. This project aimed to design and enhance the system to obtain maximum results. On the 5th of February, we are doing the introduction and planning. From 6th to 8th of February, we're gonna specify and do the design and specification. From 9th to 10th of February is the procurement and acquisition of materials and products. From 11th to 13th is the manufacturing. of the pump. From 14th to 15th of February is the installation of the pump, and on the 16th of February we're gonna train the customer. And finally, you can look at our schematics, whereby water flows from the inlet valve and into the centrifugal pump. Here you can see the inlet pressure gauge, which shows you the inlet manifold pressure, and then the outlet pressure gauge, and through the flow meter, and then out through the outlet regulating valve. On the right side you can see a simplified schematic of the underground water tank and the above water tank. Water goes through the suction pipe into the motor or pump, whereby it gets pressurized and sent through the delivery tube into the tank. And from the tank, water gets discharged to the discharge pipe for all needs and purposes.
Hello, I am Ameer Abdur Rehman, and I am going to explain the component selection process for this project. So the first component we're going to look at is the pump. The only requirement stated by the client for the project was that they want to be able to fill up their 5,000 liter tank in less than 100 minutes using the pump. So we can use this information to calculate the required pump capacity, which is 50 liters per minute or 0.000833 cubic meters per second. To be safe, we're going to operate the pump at 51 liters per minute, which is the same as 0.00085 cubic meters per second. So the pump selected for the task is a Leo2 ACM 150H. It is a multi-stage centrifugal pump with a capacity ranging from 20 liters per minute all the way up to 162 liters per minute. This range suits us since our required capacity value falls within the range. The next thing we need to look at for the pump is the pump head. So we calculated a theoretical value of the pump head for the pump operating at 0.00085 cubic meters per second, and that value is 45.89 meters. We also have experimental data available to us provided by Leo, the pump's manufacturer. According to the experimental data, at 51 liters per minute, the pump head is 53.46. Now if we compare the two values, we can see that there is a difference of 14.61%. There are a few factors that contribute to that difference. A small portion of that difference is because of the rounding that we did in our calculation, but most of it is because we did not consider the pump efficiency because we did not know how much it would be. So from this we can obtain the pump efficiency value, which is 0.8584 or 85.84%. Moving on from the numbers, now we're going to take a look at some of the features available to us when we purchase this pump. So we have C&U bearings, which is a good thing since C&U is a world-renowned bearing manufacturer. We have built-in thermal protection for the single-phase motor to extend the life of the electronic components. We have F-class insulation, which is going to provide thermal insulation and electrical insulation for the device to both protect the device and the user. We have an IPX4 protection class, so that means that the pump is going to be splash resistant from every direction. And we have a maximum operating temperature of 40 degrees Celsius, which is higher than what we expect the pump to be operating at. The next component we're going to look at is the motor. We already know that the pump comes equipped with a single-phase motor, but we want to know if that motor is going to be powerful enough to operate the pump at our requirements. So we can calculate the required power of the motor using the efficiency that we calculated earlier, and we are able to obtain a value of 518.78 watts. The motor that already comes with the pump is 1.5 kilowatts, so it's going to be able to provide more than enough power for our requirements.